Hi, this is Josh Wright, Business Development Manager here at Our Main Auto Group in Jackson, Michigan. Thanks so much for your interest in this 2003 Chevy S10 ZR2 that we have here. This vehicle has 107,000 original miles. It's had two owners. The first owner leased it for the first 3 years. The second owner is the customer that actually traded it into our dealership. Reason being is they just needed a vehicle with a larger cab and could not have an extended cab anymore. They did replace it with a newer model Colorado that has a full crew cab. This was a daily driver for this customer. However, I do want to disclose that this is a wholesale to the public vehicle. That's what that tag there means. What that means is that, this vehicle, everything that we can see is in good, decent running order, but we do not have it inspected by a mechanic. So we do not run these vehicles through service. We do recommend that, you come out and look at the vehicle, possibly have somebody that's mechanically inclined to look at it just to make sure it's going to be a good fit for your situation. But I will do my best to disclose anything that I would want to know before coming out and looking at it ahead of time in this video. So we'll start off here in the front. Beautiful blue color, popular with the S10s at this time. We do have a couple of small chips here in the front, nothing that's rusting or anything crazy like that. The front end is actually in pretty good shape given the year. Nothing too crazy that's going to affect drivability. There is a little bit of a crack here on the front bumper. Like I said, nothing that's going to affect drivability. Headlamps are in pretty decent shape given that it's almost 15 years old. A little bit of hazing, but nothing that's going to affect, the drivability too much. We do have these nice wheel well covers. I'm not sure if these are standard on the ZR2s or not, but that definitely is a nice look. They do have an aggressive BF Goodrich tire on these, lots of tread depth. Nothing you'd have to worry about anytime soon as far as the tires go. One of the better features on this vehicle. Moving on to the passenger side, we do have a little bit of rocker rust here. It's pretty typical for Michigan trucks, but not as bad as I have seen quite a few of these. I've seen trucks with less miles that are newer with less rust than what's on this vehicle. So, a lot of these you can actually see right through them. There is a little bit of rust here towards the front as well. Like I said, just disclosing everything that I would want to know before looking at a vehicle. Got the floor mats on the interior. As I said, we do not run these through service. We also do not detail these vehicles. So this was exactly the way that the customer traded it in. Not in bad shape. It's not, super clean, but, this is a good representation of how they kept their vehicles up. It's a non-smoker vehicle. No weird smells or anything crazy like that. And you've got your small backseat areas here as well. Actually, if you're not familiar, I apologize, it's difficult to do this one-handed, but you have another seat that folds down. There we go. Little mini seat in the back there that you can also fold up for cargo use. A little bit of rust here on the back. But like I said, overall, I've seen trucks with less miles with with significantly more rust than what this has. So overall, it's in pretty good shape. Got the ZR2 badging here on the back. It does have a soft folding tonneau cover on the vehicle. They do have a spare tire underneath. Does not look like it has trailering equipment. It does have a drop-in bed liner. That all seems to be in pretty good condition. Tailgate's in good condition. A little bit of rust there on the back bumper. Like I said, lots of tread depth left on all these tires, so that is definitely something you would not have to worry about. A little bit of rust there starting in front of that wheel well cover. So 2003, so not a lot as far as options go, but power windows, power locks, power mirrors on the outside. It does have manually folding seat, of course. It does have a little bit of tearing here, but honestly, somebody that could stitch that up, I wouldn't worry too much about that. It doesn't look like it's going to cause any issues anytime soon. Although you could always go out and get some seat covers or something along that lines. It does have a sunroof. So 107,221 miles, no lights on the dash, no SES lights or anything like that. We do have your four-wheel high, low, and here is all equipped, so electronic 4x4 shift. That probably was an option back in 2003. And it does have AM, FM, CD as well. AC does blow cold. I do have that on right now, so the air conditioning does work. Smoker's package. So all in all, I mean, I would consider this a pretty good truck. I mean, it's not, you know, on a scale from 1 to 10, I mean, there are some defects that it does have, but I'd probably give this like a 7 out of 10 or so, given the defects and given the miles and the age of the vehicle that we see and how Michigan is. So, you know, if it is something that you're interested in, we highly recommend that you come in, you know, look at the vehicle, take it for a test drive, you know, even take it to a mechanic if you have somebody in mind. You know, make sure it's something you like enough to own. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. My direct line is 517-841-7689. 517-841-7689. Again, it's Josh Wright with Art Main. Thank you.